John and Kelly's, and the installation episode. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of it done. Ran the wire for the max air fan. Got a couple more pieces to put in the ceiling. I'm working on a couple pieces right now on the sides. And around here, it's looking pretty good. Used batting in places where we couldn't get the XPS. Over here, I'm going to hold off for a little bit because I want to put a 30 amp plug in there so I can plug into shore power. And it's going along pretty good. Hopefully we'll have the installation done today. What we have here is, this is the piece that's going to go right up there in that second hole. And you might be wondering what the X and the O is for. This is a woodworker's trick. And what it is it means that these two pieces will match together, and these two pieces will match together when I go to put them in, because there's a slight curve in there. With that slight curve, you don't get it all the way up against the wall. By doing this, I'll get it all the way up against the wall, and as you can see over there in the front, there's just a slight little buckle on the outside one, and the one up front there, you can see how it curves. That one not so much. The curve kind of fellows out when it gets back here. But another thing I got to watch for is right here, there's a rib. Well, there's one up there. If you see the little red foam between the runner and the wall, there's a rib on the other side there. And what I'm going to have to do is down along this edge here is notch it to go over that rib, which is not going to take much, probably about maybe ½ inch or so. So let me go ahead and notch that real quick. We'll see, and then we'll go ahead and break it and make it fit. This stuff scores pretty easy, so it shouldn't be too awfully bad. It doesn't have to be very deep either. The rib is only maybe 1/16 of an inch. There. Now we'll just hopefully take that out. Yeah, I should have probably used the other blade, but I've been using this to cut this stuff for the whole episode, so. Alright, now what we'll do is we'll break it. See, now this way, I know when I go to put them in, these pieces here will marry up. And as you can see, it's already scored from the factory. Snapping at one point was pretty good. Here I just ran the knife down it, and it snapped pretty decent there. So hopefully you can see that. So what we'll do now is basically aim the camera, go ahead and bring the camera over and get it set up to show you how to put it. We're going to hose her down. Yeah, not really hose her down, but give her a good spray with some 3M. There's the rib I was telling you about that I cut the notch out for. So it's not very deep. So what we'll do is set you down and I'll spray the wall. you more or less want to let this set for a little bit, a few minutes, to get a good tack up. So when you put it in, it'll stick decent. And that's pretty much all we've done all the way around the whole van to get her to stick in there pretty good. And when it comes to the ceiling, we'll, let me show you this. I have this ribbon here. This, oops, sorry. This right here was for seat belts. This was a passenger van. And this rib is molded into it. So I can't really cut that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my piece for in here, and I'll lay it in there, and then I'll bang it with a hammer lightly, hopefully make a shadow of this here and a shadow of this here, and then I'll cut it out with a knife. And then hopefully when I go to put ceiling on, I can put a thin coat of batting in there that would help insulate it. Alright, so we're ready to put these in. And if you remember the X's and O's, see, there's an X, and I made it backwards. Lucky me. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. I sprayed it backwards. Oh my God, really? Oh. I'm going to turn them over and spray them again. I guess if it's chattering too much, I'm not paying attention to what the devil I'm doing. Okay. Well, one thing about it, the piece that goes on next will stick really well. I know you're all loving that noise. Nails on the chalkboard. Now, see how it curves to it? That's a lot better. The next one going in, that's actually being held out. Got some extra up in here. Pull it out. Yeah, that's more better. And so the next piece will go in on top of it. Unfortunately, that's already been sprayed. So, alright, I'll get to it, and then we'll get you a final picture. I want to see how I'm going to do this. Let's see if it'll work. Hopefully, it did an indent. And it did a little bit of one. You can see it there. I think that'll be enough to make it work. So, got a Leatherman in here somewhere. And again, there it is. Alright, let's see if I can cut this out. Probably can't see what I'm doing, but that makes two of us right now, because hopefully this will work. Well, looky there. Got a little bit right here that I can put some batting in. But for the most part, the banging method seemed to have worked. Alright. and off to the next one. It's pretty much done. The front's done. Wife is taping up the seams now. That came out really good, surprisingly. And for the most part, we've got it pretty much done. There's one spot there that we need to put a little batting in them corners before she puts tape on it, but that's not a big deal. We'll do that when we get ready to bat. We'll be able to bat. Anyway, yeah, it was really bad. But, so, we would reflect it. We get the vinyl on the windows. This side here, we're going to bat. We might put some, I don't know just yet how I'm going to do that, but I've got a pretty good idea, and I think it's going to be insulation, the foam insulation and batting. Over here, I need to go and get me a boot for right here for my 30 amp shore power hookup. I think I've said that earlier. So other than that, we're done with the insulation. We're getting ready to put walls in. Well, we're going to run some electric first and then get walls in. All right.